Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking out the video. It's Big Blue Jabroni here again, and just what I wanted to talk about today was the turnaround of the roster that we've seen in the last couple of years. Thankful of Dave Gettleman, how that's setting us up for this 2020 season, and why I believe even if we have a dreadful season, why Dave Gettleman should still be able to stay here, unless we win maybe like one or two games, just have a god-awful season. I feel like he should be sticking around making our picks for next year as well, and here's going to be why. Working with some programs on iMovie of how to put up some graphics or some of the things I was working on here and getting them onto the screen. You're going to be seeing that in some of the upcoming videos. I also moved the mic a little bit closer to me because I just wasn't sounding all that loud. Also, some other things, if you have any suggestions or if you know anything about this stuff, please send me a message on Twitter. Let me know. Thanks. But anyway, in 2018, we got rid of 13 offensive players and 15 defensive players, totaling 28 players. That's almost half the roster right there. And the days I started with were when they made the 53-man roster. So starting at 2018, the 53-man roster, these were the players that were no longer on the team in 2019. I'm not going to name them all off because there is, like I said, 28 guys. Some big names on here, though, especially 2018 is when we got rid of Olivier Vernon, Snacks Harrison, Landon Collins, Odell Beckham Jr. is obviously going to be the real big name. So then when we go into 2019, still another rough season that we had, but we're slowly getting the Dave Gettleman guys in here. And then from 2019 to 2020, looking at the roster, I project there being 25 new people on the team next year that weren't on the team last year. Not as many big names like the Odells or Landon Collins, but obviously a revamped secondary. Bethay's not going to be there anymore. Janosh Jenkins is no longer going to be with the team. And Alex Ogletree, Kareem Martin, Rhett Ellison retired, but that frees up another tight end slot. Everyone really loves. I love Caden Smith. I actually think he's going to have more touchdowns than Evan Ingram in 2020. And a lot of people just say, well, that's because you think Evan Ingram is going to get hurt. Well, yeah, he might, and he does quite often. But I think Joe Judge is going to come in here with a clean slate, look at his own guys, try and build his own team. The GM makes the roster, but the coach makes the depth chart. And I think Caden Smith's going to get a lot of playing time this year. Evan Ingram, I know they picked up the fifth-year option on him, but if you just look at the contract, if you want to try and trade him or get anything out of him, you got to pick up that option. It's a great deal for us. Also, an entire revamped line. If you just think about the team from when Dave Gettleman on, other than Nate Solder, none of those guys were here just a couple years ago. It's a completely revamped offensive line, and I understand that Nate Solder is probably making more money than anyone wants to pay him, but and he was god-awful last year, don't get me wrong, but he's still better than what we had with Eric Flowers, and no one can tell me anything other than that. And next year, we can get out of that deal and ideally have Andrew Thomas and Matt Pert playing at the ends. But this was really kind of what I wanted to go over with was they've gotten rid of, and it's been even on offensive and defensive on both sides of the ball, an entire revamp of this roster. We're going to have a new safety this year. We're going to have new corners. The defensive line should hopefully cleanse a little bit. I mean, our linebacking staff, other than Conley, who missed almost all the year, and Mayo, didn't get as much playing time. They're going to be only a few remainers from that linebacking core from last year. Almost the entire defense is going to be flipped over from just a couple of years ago. And same with the offense. The only players that he's inherited that he's kept on this team was Evan Ingram, who I talked about earlier, who I don't think is going to get as much playing time as Caden Smith. And then you have Dalvin Tomlinson, our second best defensive tackle, and Sterling Shepard, who's another slot guy, which, I mean, unfortunately, our wide receiver core is just made out of slot guys, other than Darius Slayton, who can hopefully take another big jump for us this year. But that was really just all I really wanted to go over with the turnaround. Once again, just wanted to say it again because I did look this all up. It was so in 2018, we got rid of 13 defensive players, 15 offensive players, and then from 19 to 20, I project 12 new defensive players and 25 new offensive players. Not all starters, obviously, but out of the 53-man roster, if you do that 2 years in a row, I mean, only 3 guys still on this team from when he took over. So that's why I think even if there is a little bit of a struggle this year, which I think they are going to be playing some meaningful games a little bit later in the season than we've seen for the last couple of years. But regardless, Dave Gettleman is finally starting to get his guys in here. I think he got the right coaching staff in this time, an entire revamped coaching staff, and I'm excited for week 1. And thanks for checking out the video again. I'm going to be doing more of these. And also, if you sticked around for the whole video, thanks again. But on Monday, I'm going to have something planned with the Hub, so check out for that. Check out his channel. Thanks again for checking out the channel or checking out the video.